important session, and these are the riders fighting it out for pole here in Misano.
Aragon winner Pecco Bagnaia, World Championship leader Fabio Quartararo in Q2 session. Pecco Bagnaia last weekend in Aragon became the first factory Ducati winner from pole position.
Are changing the wet bike back to dry in case they have a fall, you know, with the one dry bike.
Honda behind him. Is it going to be the same story here as qualifying is set to begin? 15 minutes coming up here in Misano.
But it's crucial now that he gets himself on those first two rows. Last weekend he felt he missed out in qualifying, 7th on the grid.
Pit lane open. Tranmere is still using that rear device, and Rins as well, who had a very strong free practice 4 session.
Ridiculous, isn't it, to think Tranmere, the rating, incredible. They'll be looking to put that record right here in the next 14.5 minutes. So Ducati would love that in front of their home crowd. Of course, their Borgo Panigale headquarters, about a 90-minute drive. Third in FP4, second on the timesheets. Front row starts have been quite rare for him as well. 21 riders in FP4 earlier on this afternoon. Are we going to get more close action in Q10 so far? Well, based on what we saw here last year, yes, on a completely different motorcycle, but he was on pole position on the Yamaha. There's always been a very happy hunting ground for Top Gun.
Keep your eye out for the Pramac Ducati boys as well, Zarco. And
all of a sudden on his right, as he came through the first couple of corners, very dark, very grey and very ominous.
Marquez has had a reference from Jack Miller once already this year. It looks like he's going to have another go.
Cash hand out like he did in Barcelona, didn't he, a few races ago. So let's hope that over the next 12.5 minutes or so, the rain, some bother, more than a bit of bother, because he struggled, as he so often does, on the current factory Yamaha. Not at the races at all.
G Yamaha team, certainly on Fabio Quartararo's side, he is never ever got a rider behind him. He's always
career is in Q2. We've not been able to say that very often, have we, down the years? As Tranmere winds the power up on the factory Suzuki, and that's your reference.
High jump Olympic gold medalist Gianmarco Tamberi down in post the time to beat. It's a 32.8 from Bagnaia, a 33.1 from Polisbarger in second, but here comes Fabio across the line, a 32.097. It's 200ths of a second off the all-time lap record.
That's an early game change. Grand Prix, is he going to the top of the timesheets? He is, a 1:31.937. Antonio Jimenez liked it.
Marquez just behind Jack Miller, he's only 0.004 of a second down as well. Marc Marquez on his return has not been on the front row as yet, on the cusp as well. They're about to come across the line. Marc Marquez will challenge for a front row start, surely.
He's gone pole. Martin, 1:31.664. Bagnaia, Martin and Marquez is now your front row.
I got carried away from Quartararo, and he bounces back to snatch pole again.
We are getting closer towards that all-time lap record, though, set by Viñales to be in qualifying. 1:31.367, nearly 0.3 of a second clear of Pecco Bagnaia. So at the moment, there'll be a few concerned faces down in Suzuki. They've had fantastic race pace. The two Suzuki men, that's got to be better.
Yeah, Mir will be upset as well, because his second sector was pretty minutes left then, and this man is on for yet another pole position, his 20th pole, the number 20. It would excellent pace, but he can't be continuing to start races from 10th.
This is impressive by Quartararo. This is his third flying. Very tight though, just 400ths slower. So it'll come in, fit fresh rubber to that circuit, but front row, that'll be job done for him. And of course, with the famed Ducati hole shot device, it's only a short run to the first corner, Q1. Good to see him back in Q2 again this afternoon. Can he improve on that 12th place? He does get himself up into 6th place, and this is vital, because we saw in FP4 this young man has got excellent race pace. He's got
to 11th place. Marc Marquez has decided that it's time to test Pecco's patience.
And Mazzano, you might as well follow Pecco Bagnaia, because he's been by far one of the strongest men of the weekend so far. In Aragon last weekend, an epic showdown between Bagnaia and Marquez versus Marquez towards the back end of this Q2 session.
It's got worse for Bastianini. His fastest lap's been pulled as well for exceeding track limits. He's gone
some front wheeling. They look like a bit of a fluster and arm waving. They've just got another front tyre in there as well as rear.
Up their flying laps then. Go free, it says on his pit board. Pecco Bagnaia and Marc Marquez then. Let's see how this one turns out.
Pole position, that 1:31.367. He's only 0.3 clear of the number 63.
Yeah, this lap won't be threatening. 9. And the second sector's flash up on screen, and Marc's gone down, trying to keep up with Pecco Bagnaia.
margin for error. It's gone. There is no margin for error now for Marc Marquez. Turn 9, second crash of the day for him.
Bagnaia only a 10th down. Martin here will improve. It looks like they're probably going to stay where they are.
Aleix Espargaro's gone down.
Espargaro's down now as well.
This is when you're pushing on the ragged edge like these guys are. The mistakes can creep in the space of, 30 seconds. Marquez down.
Right, but he's about to come through yellow flags. Here is Fabio Quartararo. He's just headed back out.
As he flicked it left, first left-hander for a while. Just obviously not enough temperature in that front tyre. So Aleix
to 1. Absolutely smashed it. And the good news for Bagnaia fans is he's even quicker in Sector 2, and he's still up by 2/10.
Yeah, and this is...
Simon, something on Joan Mir.
Guys, it looks like he's having a nightmare session. He came in with the problem again, and the team
is right on the money. This is lap record pace here from Pecco Bagnaia, the 31.077. Miller's on a good lap as well. It could be a Ducati 1-2 as yet. Pecco comes across the line and takes it, and it is a new lap record. Unbelievable from
Jack Miller. Can he get on the front row as well? Fabio Quartararo in second place at the moment. Jorge Martin in fourth, the front row. Paul Espargaro's Repsol Honda weaving, bucking and shaking ahead of the factory Ducati man. Is this a front?
And has got one last chance as he goes across the line behind Quartararo. One last
one. He's gone down.
Fabio Quartararo has crashed. You do not.
There's not going to be another pole position. Is he going to hang on to a front row though, courtesy of the yellow flags? It's rare that this...
Yeah, through Sector 3 then. He's currently in 9th. Rins trying to find some time. Mir has had a disaster. As Simon Crafar mentioned, he's going to be fuming. 11th at best for the...
Livid Alex Rins, 7th for him. Checkered flag is out. Johan Zarco, how often does he do this? He salvages something late on.
9 for him because Paul Espargaro just goes up onto the second row, and that nudges his teammate down on.
And Bastianini, his luck's not in. It is certainly though for Pecco Bagnaia. What a performance! A 1:31. Davide Tardozzi with the boss, the Ducati CEO Claudio Domenicali. They really enjoyed that lap from their man.
Crafar just confirming what we suspected. Joan Mir is absolutely furious in pit lane. This is the crash
session that saw falls for Fabio Quartararo, Marc Marquez and Aleix. Fabio Quartararo, despite the spill at turn 1, does hang on to yet another place on the front row of the grid. Great job with these carbon brakes on that factory Ducati. That's about 4 stoppies that he's pulled coming back into pits. And this is going to be the first corner.
And he knows it's over.
And all the great race pace he's shown the way through from 11th place. You run the risk of burning up your rear tyre to make the aggressive moves. Of course, it's just more straight. Aleix Espargaro, Marc Marquez, Paul Espargaro and Zarco ahead of him. That's before you get to the top 3.
Has Pecco Bagnaia run out of fuel?
Time attack modes. Everybody wants a piece of Pecco, don't they? Falling over each other here, the marshals, to give him a bit of a pushback.
Caddy on with a low fuel load. The power turned up because you don't have to worry about, endurance lust, are like intimidating for the others. I think it's super impressive.
Yeah, I can't argue with that.
Yeah, if there's thunderstorms coming tomorrow, this is a face of thunder from Joan Mir. This is when he came back in, which at the end of the 15 minutes of drama was topped by Pecco Bagnaia with an all-time lap record of 1:31.06. Marc Marquez, he heads row 3 ahead of Aleix Espargaro and Alex Rins. Maverick Vinales ahead of his second start for 3 men on the grid. Petrucci, Rossi and Dovizioso.
Sector 1 then belongs to Pecco Bagnaia. That's not happened.